Welcome back to Kenly, North Carolina, Southern National Raceway Park, the RC Cola Moon Pie ASA Southeast Asphalt Tour. With Scott Sutherland, I'm Rick Benjamin. There's your answer, I think. 79 of Chris Bowers was right behind the 04 car. I think he might have applied the lick there.
Well, a little bit of impatience. You know, it's early in the race. Take your time. You can get there.
Green in the air, 3 laps on the board. Up front, it's still Jeff Choquette in that 70. Sponsor70.com on the side of that car tonight. Enterprise running order, top of your screen. Keep track of where your favorite drivers are in the RC Cola Moon Pie ASA Southeast Asphalt Tour. How about Stephen McCurley, the youngster out of Humble, Texas, in that 1 car? He's been picking it up week by week.
The last 3 races been very impressive by that young man, and he's doing a lot of it on his own.
The 92 car, Jason Hogan out of Georgia, dive bombing down into turn 3, trying to make the pass on the 05. That is the car of Alex Fleming. He's a local hero from Raleigh, North Carolina. Hogan gets by him. Chris Fontaine back there in the 47F, the black and yellow machine. He took that car on a wild ride at Cordele, Georgia, where we'll go next with the tour. That was back in the spring. And Fontaine's going to make the move on Fleming.
Wow, he used all the racetrack on that last corner. Wow.
All 8 tires, too, I think. And Hogan continues to move forward. Getting by Taylor Satterfield. That fight for 5th didn't last very long.
Satterfield, I think he realized that Jason Hogan's got a really good car right now. Just move up. Remember, Satterfield is points racing here tonight. Ooh, a little bit of contact there.
That 15 car, that's Clay Jones, another one of the local stars here at Southern National. He's got a lot of laps under his belt here. Trying to move to the front, Preston Peltier in the silver and black 5 out of Concord, North Carolina. Peltier, good to see him back in the saddle. He brought that car to Lanier, had another driver in the car. They didn't do very well, and Preston said, you know, this just isn't working out. I need to get back and drive this car. I believe in this series, and I want to be successful here. Clay Jones, meantime, with Chris Fontaine in the black 47. Peltier right there. That is a fight for position, all behind Taylor Satterfield.
Clay Jones showing you the way around the racetrack. You got to just barely rub that white line at the very bottom. Get a great run. But I talked about at the top of the show, this is a racetrack where you go up the banking. You actually go up onto the straightaway and you go down into the corner. And when you get to the middle of the bank, that car crushes, and it's a ball to drive.
Clay Jones to the inside. Try to make the move here on Fontaine. Clay Jones will pick up a spot.
That opens the door for Peltier. He's going to try to muscle his way in there, and he does.
Good run for Preston Peltier. Chris Fontaine got stuck on the outside, got freight trained just a little bit there.
I really thought the outside would come in, the second group. Oh, hang on.
Alex Fleming in the 05 out of Raleigh, North Carolina. His first series start, little bump and run there. And Ryan Blaney back there in the 10 car. He and Jay Middleton are side by side.
Blaney now up in that upper groove. It looks like he can make the car turn and get a good run off the corner, just not the grip up there just yet. It might come in a little bit later.
Blaney in the 10. That's Jay Middleton in the Redneck Pepper 74 car. He has his sights set on this first ever RC Cola Moon Pie ASA Southeast Asphalt Tour season championship. Starting to move forward. You said, Scott, he was more points racing tonight than anything else.
Well, I think this is a type of racetrack that can get him back on track.
On board with Preston Peltier, the ARP Body Chevrolet. Peltier working that wheel, veteran driver. Looking to have a good night here tonight. It was back at Nashville in July when in post-race tech he gave up the victory. Since then has not raced very much. Good to see him back on board with Jim Kelly in the K7. They call him Big Jim in these parts. He was telling me earlier he's won nearly 200 races here at Southern National Raceway Park over the years. Glad to have a shot at running a televised event and running with the ASA Southeast Asphalt Tour. Up front, Jeff Choquette from Loxahatchee, Florida. Just actually moved to the Charlotte area. Try to further his career in stock car racing and back the battle for 3rd. Millwood in the 31, Hogan in the 92, side by side.
Whoever's spotting for Choquette, they better let him know that the 92 car is very fast and he's coming. So try to get yourself a little bit of distance and make him wear his tires out just a little bit before he gets to you.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car running order, top of your screen. Maddox back to 5th. Remember, he started up on the front row. Clay Jones 7th in front of Preston Peltier. Yeah, you've got to be impressed with Jason Hogan. So strong, inherited that win at Hickory and said, hey, I want to go get one on my own here tonight. He's got Stephen McCurley in his gun sights right now. McCurley in the black #1 out of Texas.
McCurley with one of the better race cars in the last few races. We've already talked about it, but he's got his hands full right now because Jason Hogan looks to be very fast through the middle of the corner.
The 39 car, CJ Faison going a lap down. McCurley trying to hold off Jason Hogan in that fight for second. Choquette is the leader. Hogan looking to the inside. McCurley needs to protect the bottom. I don't know if he can keep the car down there, Scott.
I think the thing for McCurley is he's got to realize it's early in the race. There's no sense of getting in a big tug-of-war match right now. Go ahead and let him go. Jason Hogan's run you down. Let him go. There's a lot of racing left.
Of course, these are only 100-lap races. Only green flag laps count here. And if you have to pit, well, you're probably not going to have a very good night. You can do so, but chances are pretty good you'll be so far behind in terms of track position, you'll have a very hard time making up that deficit.
You'd have to have one heck of a race car to go to the rear field and beat these cats. The 92 car, Jason Hogan. Watch the car through the middle of the corner. It rolls so much faster. Oh, he gets himself in position. Can't quite get there, though.
Tempting, I'm sure, to take a shot at the left rear quarter panel of the one car when you're in that situation, but to Hogan's credit, he rolled out of it, let McCurley go.
And there again, Jason Hogan's got to set his car, he's got to move up a little bit higher so he can take a better angle coming on the exit of the corner to get the nose up underneath him down the straightaway. Oh, or you can do it like that.
That is one way to get it done, and that opens the door for Tyler Millwood in the 31 to go by McCurley as well. You can see McCurley just fighting that car a little bit in the corner. Here's another look at the bump and run by Hogan.
Down into the corner. I don't think he intended to just knock him up out of the way, but he had such a roll speed going in there, McCurley tried to chop him off. It just, not enough room for two guys.
And McCurley's car just hasn't seemed to work that well in the center of the corner so far. Choquette, meantime, loves seeing this in his rearview mirror. He's able to drive away, lead these guys by almost a straightaway.
Choquette's opportunity came. He can get a little bit of distance. Now the question is, how long will it take for Jason Hogan to run him down?
Let's take a look at one of the other battles. That's Alex Fleming in that white, green, and black 05. He's out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Chris Fontaine in the Fontaine Motorsports 47F right there. He's one of our season-long contenders as well. Trying to move up, Ryan Blaney in the 10 car, a third-generation driver. Of course, Granddad Lou Blaney, a big star in the modifieds and the sprint cars. Up in Pennsylvania and Ohio for a long time. Lou retired now. Dave, of course, in the Sprint Cup Tour. Saw him over the weekend at Lowe's Motor Speedway, having a great time in that 22 for Bill Davis Racing, hoping to land a good spot to drive come 2009. Enterprise Rent-A-Car running order top of your screen. Maddox and Satterfield run 5th and 6th. Ryan Blaney back around 11th where he started. Jay Middleton still trapped behind the 10 car in the 74. Now, I'm thinking that car just doesn't have the speed tonight. Let's get on board with Middleton's machine.
Well, you watch him when he goes down in the corner. How far does he turn the steering wheel? That's too far. That's too far for these type of race cars. If you've got to turn the wheel that far to the left, you're binding the front end up. It's got to be a lot freer than that, especially at this type of racetrack.
Look at how quickly Jason Hogan has caught the race leader, Jeff Choquette. Lap traffic starting to become a factor. In fact, that's Big Jim Kelly, the local hero in the K7. He's got one of our onboards with him tonight. Choquette having problems here. Hogan's gotten right to him.
Yeah, but Choquette caught Kelly right at the middle of the corner, killed all his momentum. It's the worst thing that could happen to him. It just killed everything. And that's what made Jason Hogan close that gap in such a hurry.
Hogan's 92 car really getting off the corners well here at Southern National. He's able to keep that car right down on the white line.
It's all about the speed through the middle of the corner. His car is so fast right through the middle, and that extends his corner up onto the straightaway.
Jeff Choquette from the outside pole, now relocated to the Charlotte area. Another lap car taking up some space in the 47 of Dakota Stroop, the Time DC machine on pit road. Crew not sure what to do there. They bring the jack around to the right side. Now they're going to pull the hood off that car. Oh, 3 wide up in 3. Couple of slower cars in the way. Choquette loses it, bounces it off the wall. That'll hand the lead to Jason Hogan. He's white-walled the right front tire. Caution on lap 36. Choquette up the racetrack into the wall. Picked a bad time to try to get by lap traffic there.
Well, that shows us there is a second groove, but if you step just above that, there's marbles. And he got up into the marbles, trying to go 3 wide, keep his momentum going, got into the marbles, and the car took off on him.
The Hogan lumber car of Jason Hogan took the lead there, but he may have to give it back. Remember, in the RC Cola Moonpie ASA Southeast Asphalt Tour, caution laps do not count. So you go back to the last completed lap, and that should put Choquette back on the restart pole.
The caution came out before they crossed the line, so that didn't count as a lap. You're exactly right. They're going to go back. But I would think, if I'm in that 92 car right now, I go, whoa, wait, guys. I passed him.
Well, if you're Jason Hogan, though, you got to be thinking, I've got a much faster race car, at least at this point. Hogan, certainly in great shape. Choquette, I wonder if he knocked the toe out on the front end. We'll find out when we come back here at Southern National Raceway Park.